Okay. Okay, let's continue. So I believe you can see the slide. Okay, so let's continue. A general application of machine vision. Machine vision system has the features of high efficient, high accuracy, reliable, automatic. Right. So more and more machine vision system in industry, such as manufacture, aviation industry, university and research. Machine vision system is mainly used for location, recognition, measurement, defect inspection, and some other areas. Okay, so this is the general applications of machine vision system. Basically, to make you more understand on the application or what is the machine vision system. As I told you last week, this technology is trying to imitate what human can be done in manufacturing, for example, or in any industry. If the current process is using human eye, so we can replace that by using a machine vision. So that is basically the idea or the principle, the concept behind the machine vision system. So it can be used in manufacturing, aviation industry, automotive, as long as the task is replace a human eye. So there is a place for a machine vision system technology. So that is the basic idea of a machine vision system. So let's take a look at this industry, semiconductor industry. Malaysia can be considered one of the manufacturer or semiconductor producer in the world. So during this COVID-19, the product that use semiconductor having a problem of shortage of the chip, because like Malaysia, this factory are not allowed to operate for maybe 3 to 4 months. Just recently, the government have lifted the restriction for the semiconductor industry to operate, even not only semiconductor, but all the other essential manufacturer or factory. So during that 3 to 4 months of shutting down the operation, the world facing a shortage of the chip, of the semiconductor chip, or any semiconductor lah. This semiconductor is used in product like handphone, automotive, electronic appliances. So they are all having a problem of shortage of the semiconductor chip due to this COVID. So now the situation is back to the normal. The government, Malaysian government allowed the factory to operate as usual. So they are now very busy to meet the customer demand. So all the product that use chip or semiconductor are now getting back normal as usual of their production. So machine vision system is actually being used a lot in semiconductor. Because why? Because some of the process in semiconductor industry is required very quick and fast, right? I mean, you have to produce a product within, for example, 1 minute, or you have to perform in semiconductor industry some tasks or a complete process to produce a semiconductor chip, for example, or resistance or any semiconductor product. It may take like seconds, microsecond. 1 minute they want to produce, for example, 1,000 chips. So you just imagine in 1 minute, so they need to complete the complete process in 1 second. It is very fast. So that's why a machine is required. We cannot rely to human to do some process, because human sometimes they are fast, sometimes they are slow, right? Like you lah. At the beginning of the class you are very eager, right? At the middle of the class you feel boring. So at the end of the semester you just want to finish everything. So that is human. That is normal human. Because human have a life, have a problem, a lot of problem, a lot of things to settle. Sometimes, it's not sometimes, almost all the time it will affect their productivity. So that's why we rely to a machine or robot or any automation component, to make sure that we can meet the target. I mean, the factory can produce a certain number of product in 1 day. So back to the question just now, why semiconductor industry, they use this machine vision a lot in their operation or production? Because they need to produce a product they need to complete a task or to complete a process within seconds, for example, very fast. They want to produce 10,000 chips in 1 day. Last week, I showed to you the glassware or the plate, So the plate, the what do you call it? Tableware, plate to pinggan tu kan. I showed to you last week. In 1 day for 8 hours, 1 day for 8 hours, they produce the plate 8,000 pieces 1 day. 8,000 pieces. You just imagine who are going to buy that plate, 8,000. They are all eat the plate or what? But that is the situation. I mean, we don't know. Some industry, we have no idea how they operate. But this factory, they're producing the plates, 8,000 pieces per day. So majority of their process is manual, because this factory has been operated since 1940. almost 100 years ago, but still alive till now, still make profit, still people want to buy this product, clay tang. If those like to buy apa tu, kitchen punya accessories, so you should know the brand clay tang. But they don't want to go for automatic because they still can rely to manual human labor from Indonesia, from Bangladesh, from India, from Myanmar. But lately, they are facing those kind of problem, and their top management now graduate young generation. It's not old generation. If old generation, they don't want to. Why they need to change? They don't want to change. So their engineer, the boss, the manager is all young. They have all the knowledge. They study the technology, graduate from university. So they are appreciate what they learn. So now they are starting to introduce the technology on their process. So one of it by using machine vision, where they are targeting to increase or improve the production up to 5,000 pieces per day. 5,000. I don't know who are going to buy this plate. Normally, they produce it for export, not for local. Local, they better buy China product very cheap, because this product clay tang, if you Google, they are very exclusive. Normally, they are exported to Arab or Europe. That's why they can sell very expensive. Okay, so back to this semiconductor industry. For machine vision application, of course, this is all the tasks. Surface defect inspection. So now it's not practically impossible at all. Impossible to do defect inspection by human, right? Possible because it is very small. Very small. Even you need to do it in 1 minute, for example, 1,000 pieces, 1,000 chips. So it is impossible to do checking by manual. It must be by a machine. So machine vision. Surface defect inspection, size measurement, number, equality, distance measure, a lot of things. When they use machine vision, so a lot of process they can do. So this is all the process like location, solder, quality inspection and detection, chip defect inspection, so on. So this is one of the example in semiconductor industry. So if you look at this video here, you can see. Oh, cannot play. So you can imagine this board, PCB board, right? This PCB board inspired by a camera. Then a very small and tiny, very small defect can be detected by the camera. Okay. So this is another example. It's not only in semiconductor, but since semiconductor is consider what you call it, high tech industry. So the factory need to invest lah, in order to meet the number of product per month, for example, because it is high volume. They must invest in technology. They cannot rely on human. You cannot. You have to have a machine, robot, you know, machine, any technology. The semiconductor industry need to invest. So next is a food and beverage industry. So this is also an industry where they got this one application. Industry like Nestle, you know, Nestle is very big. They are producing a product. So for the quality inspection, they need to have this kind of machine. But some small food and beverage industry, small in the village, so maybe they don't need this machine because maybe their volume is not big, or maybe they're not really concerned about the quality, right? Because maybe the customer can tolerate on the quality. There is a defect, but the taste is still maintained, something like that. So customers still buy. But if the food producer in the small town or village want to go or want to produce bigger, so they have to think this technology. They may have all the machine, you know, to help them to produce a certain type of food, baulu, for example, right? Cake. But in terms of quality, they still rely on human. They are not ready yet to invest on the machine for the quality inspection, because maybe they still can afford to pay labor, you know, worker, you know, kampung people, you know, to work with them to do the quality inspection. But if they think very big, they think the future, they have to start to implement a system or a machine for the quality inspection. Not only a machine to produce, a machine to prepare ingredient, but also a machine to do the quality inspection. It's very important. So this is the example, you know, bottle quality check, foreign part check, bottle account, bottle counting, liquid level inspection, that position, printing code inspection, and so on. In medical industry, okay, medical industry means that industry to produce medical, pharmaceutical. So they are also using, this is the pharmaceutical. So this is the blister inspection system. They do the inspection to ensure that all tablet is in the blister. Why it is very fast? Because they need to produce, for example, in one day, 1,000, 10,000, 20,000 display. So they need to have a machine or technology to do the inspection. Otherwise, they cannot. They will sell a low quality lah. So this is all list of all applications. So you just imagine a lot of application in industry. This is just application industry. There are other application, not in industry. So this is the application in industry. That's why since I'm involved with a company in Shah Alam, one company in Shah Alam automation company, I can see there are a lot of opportunity for industry to use a machine because they are still rely on manual. But if you accept that the big international industry like semiconductor, they are already use the vision system. But the small factory, small medium enterprise SME, for example, vendor for automotive, they are still using manual. They don't want to invest, or they don't believe the technology. The technology is already established. Already matured. Immediately they can do whatever task they want. Now maybe they are still want to rely to human. They don't have a knowledge on the technology. So this is the application. Example of industry. So this is the example. Semiconductor. This is the pharmaceutical to check all the tablets are in place. This is the level. This is reject lah kan. You don't want to sell this in the shop, so customer won't buy. Okay, so this is all other application lah. So if you look at this machine here, so this is the machine for PCB. So this is a machine where semiconductor industry use a lot. See, Agilent Technologies. Agilent is one in Penang. Okay, so this is another application. Just now, it's application in industry. You can see a lot of application in industry. Even some industry are still new, so or some industry is only produced in Malaysia, for example, like oil palm kan, sawit. So there is no available technology in the market because the industry only in Malaysia or Indonesia, right? There is no oil palm tree in Europe, okay? So that's why the technology need to develop by the local company lah. Last 3 weeks before the border is open, I have been invited by Sandabi. Sandabi one of the oil palm producer in Malaysia. They call me if I can develop a system to automatically spray herbicide ni racun, herbicide in their plantation. Because they have a labor problem because of COVID. So they want to use a technology where a machine can automatically spray herbicide ni racun, herbicide on wheat, dalam. Say, oh, of course I can do it. And now I'm preparing a proposal, not yet finished. So that is the application where it is only a local problem. If you find it in the market, there is no such technology because oil palm is only produced in Malaysia, Indonesia. But if the technology, if the industry is coming also produced by Europe country, for example, China, for example, of course there are a lot of technology available, like Orange, Apple. They have a technology to harvest, to harvest apple. The way they harvest, they just harvest matured apple. So they have all the technology. You just Google and see how they use a mission combined with a robot to harvest orange. So no more human. Okay, so this is another application which is this one. Okay, which is what do you call it? This one. This is more to the not the industry, but more to like this law. For example, law enforcement, car plate system. This car plate recognition ni banyak lah. A lot of it is available lah. I mean, a lot of things you can do by the car plate, right? For law enforcement, for parking, for example, right? To ensure that the correct car enter the available parking belong to the house owner, for example, kan? So it can replace security guard, car plate. Even in the toll, can use car plate linked to the apps, so you don't have to worry to buy. This can be done all by the car plate because car plate is represent the identity of the car and linked to the owner. So you don't need another technology, touch and go. You don't need card. Right? It can be done automatic. They call it toll. There is no more booth, toll booth, like in China. If you want to use a highway, you don't know where is the starting point to charge when you want to use a highway, because it is automatically they use the camera. When you enter, then it automatically register that you use the road, and then when you exit, then it automatically comes. No need to go to stop at the toll booth, and pay. If you don't have enough credit, then you have to go to the machine, then other people at the back angry at you. So this is all the technology to ease the human life. So this is another application on the mission. Not maybe we don't call it machine already. We call it the vision application or computer vision. See, image processing technique are used extensively by law, fingerprint, enhancement of CCTV image. So this is the human computer interface. Try to make human computer face recognition, gesture recognition. So this is another application which is also something that very interested, to explore. Of course, you will not get the knowledge, all the knowledge, but by taking this subject, you have a basic. You have a basic, then later when you want to go to work with this kind of industry, at least you can say something during interview. Although you still cannot do, of course I'm sure you cannot do it. Even if you take the final year project also, that is very limited knowledge. You are still not ready to go and work in industry, or your boss asks you to do some project. No, I don't think you can do it. But you can, at least you can say something during interview. If the company want to take fresh graduate because they want to pay cheap, to pay low salary, and then they will choose you because you can say, oh, face recognition, you can say, oh, gesture recognition. Then after that, when you secure the job, then you handle. After that, you are given by your boss to do some project, then do it. And your experience, work in pressure, you are given assignment, for example, to due date within 2 weeks. So you learn to handle pressure in the university. In industry or in a working environment, there are more pressure. I can share with you. Last week I show you the project. I only left another 5 weeks, to deliver. Then my coding, because I have to do coding. My coding may be just 10%. So I have another 5 weeks to deliver. It's very high pressure and high tech. But what to do? They already give me the project, so I cannot run away. I have to do it. So you will face the same thing later. You cannot say that, oh, you want to work in this field because it's easy. No, it's not easy. There is nothing easy in this world. But if later you are one day you are working with this mission vision, at least you have something by this subject. Okay. So this is another example. Okay. See, spark up, detect the gap. This ni ubat ni, PCB inspection. So this is all by the mission. So what is the benefit? Of course, benefit, a lot of benefit where you can think by common sense. Because when you rely to human, a lot of problems. Accuracy, productivity, emang, tak datang kerja, malas, so on. So when you rely to machine, so machine doesn't need to rest, kan? Machine are designed to work 365 days a year, non-stop, for example. So that is the benefit. quality assurance, fewer rejects, automatic visual inspection, increased productivity, automatic recognition, even suitable for use at high clock pass rates, and very fast decision. Okay, a lot of video. So this is another video to show to you, to make you understand that this is the application of machine vision. So this is a problem when relate to human. So integral technologies. A lot of companies. Cameras, robotics, software, machine vision collects quality control data, collect. So this is automotive. Check, collect. Good, not good, good, not good, good, not good. Can inspect labels, labeling. So this is a company who provide the Kuka in Japan. Okay, so this is an example of a company what they can do. So computer vision, research and fundamental technology for extracting meaning from images. Machine vision, factory application. Embedded vision, thousands of applications. Consumer, automotive, medical, defense, retail, gaming, security. So this is in automotive. In a 2009 study conducted by the IIHS found a 7% reduction in crash for vehicle with a basic forward collision warning system. Dekat automotive pun, car punya manufacturer, they put a lot of the vision technology to assist the driver. When you drive, that camera will assist you because you are very human, have a lot of problem, kan? So they need a technology to assist. Even they are very lazy now because that's why car manufacturer invent autonomous car. They want to relax. Okay, so this is the in automotive. Okay, this is the Mercedes punya. You want to see what is the technology in the Mercedes where they use
traveling and working at the same time. In the new S-Class, passengers have the option of enjoying a completely new level of comfort. Mercedes-Benz now offers Magic Body Control, a world premiere thanks to the first ever predictive suspension system.
Das Besondere an unserem
The unique aspect of our predictive suspension system is that we now use stereo cameras to scan the road surface in real time up to 15 meters ahead of the vehicle. This function is known as the road surface scan and truly is a world premiere. We're the first to do this and to do it in real time on board. It's never been done before. The stereo cameras measure the height of obstacles with a precision of 3 millimeters or better, and at speeds of up to 130 kilometers per hour. In the second step, the measurement data defining the exact road profile is passed on to the suspension system,
damit was
and thus the active suspension system knows ahead of time which bumps it's about to drive over. They can adapt so that the body glides far more smoothly over the road than a conventional vehicle. As such, the suspension system can actively compensate for uneven surfaces. This prevents the body from oscillating and vibrating. Mercedes-Benz expands the familiar active body control with the road surface scan, and thus achieves a new dimension of passenger comfort. Magic body control enables us to provide a completely new level of comfort and driving dynamics. We want to allow drivers to feel as little of the road surface as they want. This means that you essentially glide over the road surface as though you were on a magic carpet.
Okay, see, very advanced. Even you can challenge yourself after finish this course. Try to apply for work with Mercedes in Germany. Who knows? By mentioning my name, we get the job. Who knows? Like one Malaysian work in Tesla. They are doing a project in the university. Robotics, something like that, in the university, and then Tesla impressed what this guy are doing, so Tesla offer job, engineer, local mission. So who knows, one day we work with Mercedes in Germany to design automatic suspension like in the videos. Okay. So this is other application, not in industry, but this is more to the application. Whatever application that use camera, we can apply computer vision or image processing. Then we can introduce some technology. Drone. This is the technology where they use camera a lot, kan? So we can they use a camera, but they still interpret the data manual. So we can do image processing or vision image analysis, to make it automatic. What do you know about this drone? Because now people like to, like to have a drone as a hobby. Put a camera, fly, but they are also use it for certain application. In agriculture, normally in agriculture, in civil, to do the inspection. But they are still interpret the data or the video manual. I'll give you an example. Now drone has been used a lot in spraying herbicide in paddy field, kan, dekat sawah padi. You can see a lot of company provide this service of drone. Even UNP also provide service to spray herbicide. Like a Sandabi, I told you just now, they are using a drone to spray herbicide, at a certain age of oil palm tree. So how they do it? They still not using the technology on vision and image. They use camera, but they just use it for manually control the camera. Or maybe they just use a drone without a camera. They just setting the perimeter, the area for the drone to fly and spray the herbicide. They on the drone and on the spray, and then the drone will fly at the setting location or perimeter. They just spray, right? Without having information whether they are spraying the correct target or not, and they just spray. So we can propose a system where to make it more efficient, because drone is normally attached with a camera, right? So the camera can perform like fly, see, oh, this is the location we need to spray. Move, or this here is location there is no weed, don't spray. So how to do it? Image processing. Process the image, give information to drone, spray. Process the image, give information to processor. So what next to do? Not spray. So it is more efficient, for the certain crop, commodity like oil palm tree, paddy also can be considered as commodity lah kan. But paddy ni tak cukup. Oil palm ni now 5,000 ringgit per ton. Very expensive. So they are spend 30% of their cost, for, they call it weeding management. Weeding management ni including herbicide spraying, fertilizer, to ensure that the product meet the productivity lah. Because if they don't have a good management on fertilizer or herbicide or weed management, they call it weed management, they cannot get the high productivity. They cannot get the percentage of oil extraction high, because the fruits, the oil palm fruits too, cannot produce a certain weight, for example, because of lack of weed management. So they spend 30%. So now they are relying to labor, human kan, untuk spray, to spray fertilizer, baja, to put baja. But some, because human, maybe the company, management pay very low. They are not very efficient, inefficient because of certain problem. They are asking to finish, for example, herbicide, racun, fertilizer for 10 acre in one day. Maybe just can do it 5 acre, then they say that, already finished that. Who are going to check? So that's why we need a technology. So that's why now they are using drone. But still, if you use drone without any system, like I told you just now, fly, you set the parameter, then you just spray. Still not efficient. Still maybe you are wasting your herbicide or your fertilizer, because you are spraying at the wrong location. Because when you set the parameter, you don't know the information whether that location having weed or need to need to put fertilizer or not, because there's no real time mission. Okay? If you put a camera, so camera now is become like human can fly. Human fly or see there is a weed, then you spray. Or there is no weed, don't spray. It's not only to save money, but also to save environment, because fertilizer or herbicide is very dangerous to soil, kan? Soil degradation, dangerous to human also, because poison is long-term effect. It's not effect immediately, but after 10 years, 20 years, then the worker will see the effect because of the poisoning. It is soil degradation, bila pergi ke sungai, water contamination, so a lot of things. It's not only to have a profit, right? But also to save environment. So that's that. One thing we know about computer vision is that it will eventually be invisible. iPhone 21, this is the old example. The options multiply like crazy, get it, processor chip. This is also old one. Guidance, mission, OpenCV and number fast algorithm, toolkits from technology suppliers, OpenCV. So OpenCV is one of the software language, computer vision language, basic language, where people use it for development system. It's free, but it's a little bit hard because it is a very basic language. This is also old example na tak perlu tengok. This is a company show you that this industry is very in high demand. It will be a huge creator of value. Deep learning lagi pula ni ada. Computation distributed between the cloud until the next disruptive tak dia dah jadi normal, new norm. So this is all the technology. Okay, 1 hour already. Give me 10 minutes to finish this session. So so far, this subject is teaching you what? What is the application? You learn this one is for what application? That is very important. At least you can say something. Don't expect that you can do. I mean, because this is just 14 weeks with the theory and plus with the coding assignment. Don't expect that you can do a system. If you can say something about vision, that is already like most appreciated. Later, it's happened to you work in this machine vision company, then you just go for it because you have all the basic. You will have to learn by yourself. Don't blame to the lecturer. Why the lecturer don't teach me? They are not teaching you everything. This is if you want to expert on decoding or developing the system, later you have to learn by yourself. This is just to give you a basic, very basic. Okay, so this is a machine vision, the basic concept of machine vision. This is masa camera kan? Camera. There are a lot there are a few types, a lot of camera, a lot of types of camera. If you use a very cheap camera, then it is very difficult for you at the second things here, software. I use a camera 800 ringgit. 800 ringgit camera. Resolution 4K, 8 megapixel. It struggle for me to add here software system because the camera is a considered low spec lah, although it is already 8 megapixel, ultra high definition kan. But still you cannot get good image for small defect, you know. So here it must be very, very advanced here, because you get very bad, not good image. But that is not normally that 800 ringgit camera. Normally, people in the machine vision industry, they use this camera 8,000 ringgit camera. So you just 10 times different with what I'm using it now in my project lah. I can do it, but struggle to do it. But if I use 8,000 ringgit camera, here is just maybe very easy coding, 1 to 2 lines. Just to tell you the camera technology. And the high spec camera is more expensive, the cost of the project. But it's easy to develop at number 2 here, software and system image processing. And the last one is hardware. When capture, process here, then interface with the hardware. Hardware ni, it can be interface with the robot. What do you want to do after you detect, after camera and software perform their task? What do you want to do? Or you want to throw it away? You want to sort it? You want to pick up? You want to what? Then you have to tell to a hardware. Hardware can be like robot, automation, conveyor, flipper, sanction, anything. As long as can perform the next task after the vision station. So this is the detail component now. 1, computer or PLC. 2, Ethernet cable. 3, industrial Ethernet switches. 4, fiber optic cable. 5, FLIR. Dia pakai FLIR. This is for infrared ni, FLIR. 6, food process to be monitored. Makanan ni, dia pakai FLIR. FLIR ni, this is the another type of camera. FLIR ni, they call it thermal camera. This is also very, very expensive. Not 8,000 ringgit. This is 100,000 ringgit. 120,000. So what is the software and hardware? We go camera very straightforward lah. But it's not really straightforward because when we say camera, everybody know camera kan. Because you have a camera on your phone. Tapi camera for the machine vision is a little bit different lah. So next is software. A vision system includes hardware and software. The first stage of any vision system is the image acquisition, which include camera and its connection to the computer or processor. The software component is where the digital image will be processed. So figure 5.1.5 shows the general flow of vision. Camera capture image, send to a computer. because there is a software in a computer. Kan? Software ni, you process the image in a computer because computer have all the processor lah. You cannot process it in Arduino. Cannot. You cannot process it in Raspberry Pi. You have to process it in computer. Because it require a high specification processor kan. Tak boleh lah dengan Arduino. And then display ni just to show lah. Then next ada lagi. Interfacing. Okay. One or more digital camera, monochrome or color with suitable optics for acquiring images such as lens to focus the desired field of view. The image sensor and suitable offer very specialized lenses. I explained to you a little bit here, but there is no slide after this. But you have to take note now because here this part I experienced by myself. I didn't teach this before because I think that this is just very simple camera. You can use any camera. No, because I experienced it. I would like to share with you here the selection of camera, monochrome or color. It is happen to you later when you work. You are going to develop a system later when you work. It's not for the assignment or project, no. Even for assignment or project, you just use anything, any camera. But in industry, it is very important because you have to taking care of the cost. If the task is enough for you to use the monochrome, just choose monochrome. Monochrome, there is no color. You don't require the color in your process. Okay? You don't require, for example, to detect red object. No, you don't need the red. You don't need blue. Kan? What you need is for example, crack, edge. Crack, for example, crack. You want to detect defect. The defect is crack. Crack in monochrome is also crack. Because crack, the way you detect the crack is based on edge. Edge kan. It's not based on color. So, go for monochrome because it's cheap. The difference of the price maybe 3,000, 4,000 ringgit if you choose monochrome. So choose monochrome because you don't use color. Unless some application require you to select red object, for example, kan. There is one project by the company that I attached with. That project is for Nestle. They want to detect the spoon for milk powder tu kan. Susu budak. I'm not involved in this project. So that spoon require a camera to detect color. If red for this type of something like that lah, this type of milk, they want to put it into the plastic susu. So blue for other. So that one is require a color camera because you cannot use a monochrome lah. But for a project macam ni kan, I show you one example because I have it. Macam ni. For example, this one. Tinggal lah. Kan, saya tengah buat tinggal. Yang bulat ni, this pencil marking ni, ada defect kat dalam tu. So you are not require color pun. Walaupun background tu hijau kan. Ada tak? Nampak tak? Nampak. Saya nampak lah sebab hari-hari duduk main ni. Ni nampak tak ni? Ni this is a marking. Saya marking lah sebab dia kecil sangat. 0.3 mm. You can see ni, color ni macam putih-putih tu kan. This one. Besar lagi tu ni. Dia kecil ni. This is, they call it pinhole dalam pinggan. So this is reject. Kalau tak reject, customer tak nak ada semua kan. Kalau if you look at by your naked eye macam ni, you cannot see that pinhole. So this is the example where you don't need to color, because what information you want from here. It is just edge lah kan. Lubang ni kan, ada putih ada hitam sikit, dia akan jadi edge. Kan? Susah kan? Very interesting. It's challenge myself actually. Before this, I just teach a student. Now, I have to solve a industrial problem. Siang tu nampak ke tak lah tahu? Nampak, hopefully you can see it. Kan? Very interesting lah. When you are graduate, I want to offer you job lah. Those who are good in got A ni dalam computer vision ni later, come to me, then I hire you as engineer to do this. To do this kind of project lah. A lot of project are waiting to detect this small thing. So I'm doing it now. Still not solve the problem, just 10% lah. Tapi I can see the light lah at the end. At the beginning tu macam, oh, I don't know what to do. It is dark. Don't know what. But now 10% progress, but I can see the light at the end. Cuma nak pergi kat cahaya ke jauh. So this is the example where you don't need to use color, wasting your money kan color. Tapi because I just use a very cheap camera, 800 ringgit, so it's okay lah to use. If I use a camera color with the same spec, 8,000 ringgit. If monochrome, 6,000 ringgit. 2 or 3,000 ringgit different. So it can save lot lah. So that is one of the monochrome or color. Panjang lah ya, sikit-sikit ni, knowledge ni. You have to appreciate it because I'm experienced in industry, then I eager to share with you. It's not only a theoretical. So next, we stop after this slide. But you have to take note because there is no slide about this hardware punya camera punya information. With monochrome with suitable optics for acquiring images. Gunalah, use the best camera. Because if you are not using good camera, you are struggling at the software. Okay, lens. Lens. Why we need to use lens? Those who have hobby on the photography, so you know this one lens, you can. So it's same to the machine vision. Lens need to do under to focus the desired field of view. Field of view tadi. If I show you this one, this is field of view. This is field of view. You don't have to. You just capture. Just fit. Kan? Tak payah nak ambil besar-besar. Fit this one. If you don't use lens, you will not get this focus field of view. Field of view tadi area tu lah, pinggan. Kalau tak ada lens, so your camera will be far. Jauh kan. But if you use lens 8mm, wide angle lah. Kita bukan nak letak kamera jauh untuk yang jauh, zoom jauh. Wide angle, normally we use wide. 8mm ke 4mm. The shortest, the lens is more expensive. 16mm, 20mm up to 35 lah. Lepas after 35 dia dah jadi apalah, bukan wide lagi kan. Correct me if I'm wrong lah, sebab those who are expert in the photography, dia tahu lah. So lens is also very important because you want at certain distance, but but you want the field of view to your object to is cover field of view. But you want kalau if you don't use apa tu, lens, don't use lens, dia jadi tinggi kan, the distance tu jadi tinggi, and then your object tu jadi semakin kecil lah, macam tadi kan, the pinhole kan anda nak tengok. So you have to make it shorten the camera at certain distance, but you still get the field of view. So you need to use a wide angle lah, lens. To focus the desired field of view onto the image sensor and suitable, often very specialized light source. Belum masuk light lagi, kan? Kalau tengok saya punya lampu tu, saya pakai, I just use fluorescent, LED fluorescent, harga dia dalam mungkin RM12. But the light source is also very important because you want to capture very small defect kan. If you don't have a good light source, you cannot get the source the defect too. The most expensive lah, I call the PNs. I think last month. The lighting source can be up to RM8,000. Dia punya lampu tu satu, skirting. I just use RM12 je, the LED fluorescence. But again, I cannot get a good image, then I now struggling at the software, the coding. So that is the experience doing machine. Camera, lens, there is image and sensor. Sensor is also considered, but sensor normally sensor ni okay lah, just use a standard sensor. But lens dengan monochrome or color light is very important. This is example. CMOS CCD ni pun ada two type of camera. CMOS is cheap compared to CCD, but CCD can get more apa tu, more quality lah, quality image can be like. I experienced before. I bought the CMOS Raspberry Pi 8 megapixel compared to the CCD 8 megapixel. It is much very far different. So don't believe boleh lah CMOS ni, but you have to buy the higher spec compared to the CCD. Okay, so ni belum lagi yang ni CMOS one. So this one you can this is the light ni. Light ni tengok kan, green light lah apa. You just guna fluorescent. Ada light macam ni, light source. Kalau kita dapat a good lighting source, gambar dia lagi bagus lah kan. Macam sekarang ni, if you record live apa, kan ada ring tu kan, cahaya tu kan, same lah. But this is more high tech lah. Okay, so I think that's all. It's already 45 minutes, 3:20. So I think that's all. Our lecture is just one way, but I would like to open lah if you have any question, at least one. If you don't have question, you can ask me, like WhatsApp ke apa je kan. Just telah buat online ni. I'm not sure whether you are listening or not, but I just assume that everyone is pay attention to my lecture. Like if not, then if I don't assume that, then I will stop maybe just 15 minutes after lecture. So please, if you have any question, satu soalan sajalah saya pun nak sambung kerja saya, banyak kerja tak siap. Ada soalan ke? Silakan. Rahim.
Salam doktor.
Salam. Yes, sir.
Nak tanya, doktor boleh provide nota ke in kalam ataupun in WhatsApp group sebab nak belajar ahead of sebelum dia ajar.
Ada. Dalam kalam, kalam ni kita boleh, because that ada new kalam kan, saya pun tak explore new kalam. Nanti saya letaklah balik dalam kalam because saya rasa dia senang je, kita just call balik yang lama-lama tu, sama tu. Boleh, nanti I will share with you the notes in kalam as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you, Prof.
But now, I'm not sure how the kalams look like for this subject because I didn't set up the kalam yet. Okay, terima kasih Ibrahim. Terima kasih semua. Kalau tak ada, so till meet again hari Khamis. So tomorrow is holiday. So enjoy ke ni sekarang dah kat luar kan, ikut family ke. Genting Highland pun dah penuh, dah sesak. Cameron Highland sesak. So just taking care of you. COVID tu masih ada. But you are all very young. You are strong. Not like me. I'm old. I need more careful compared to you. But don't try to test yourself to having a COVID lah. Bahaya bahaya. Tak kira tua muda, kalau dah kena tu risiko dia is very high. Okay, thank you very much. Hope to see you again. I will put this recording video in YouTube and share with you. Okay, bye bye. Jumpa lagi.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih doktor.
Thank you,
Thank you,
doktor.
Prof.
Thank you doktor.
Thank you, doktor.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, doktor.
Thank you, Doctor.